Everyone's best friend Pete, part-time exile. And yeah, just this may be the last PoE 1 video for a little while until 3.26 or something. I don't know. I may play one more build if I can get the item, but currently I am playing as a Surfcaster, Divine Ire Totems. Because once this Surfcaster was revealed and I saw that you have more cast speed with the fishing rod and all hits are crits, I was like, all right, I'm playing Divine Ire one day. And it has Stormy Seas, which is pretty good. Just lightning damage covered to cold, so it's a good defensive mechanism. Again, using Reefbane, it just has increased cast speed. Yes, because it is fishing rod. You cast the fishing rod, yeah, whatever. So decided that you can definitely. Let me grab the items. You could use Inpulsas and Reefbane if you still plan on using totems to use the explosions within the Tempest. I did that for 2 or 3 levels. It was, in my opinion, too strong. It was too good. So pretty much, if you use totems and you want to use Inpulsas, you cannot have Ancestral Bond equipped. It has to be unallocated for Inpulsas to work. I don't know why, but that's just the way it is. So very strong, very good. Personally, too good for my taste. So I decided to just continue with the what is it called? Ghost of the Deep, which is also very strong also. With the all this needs to be toned down if for some reason they do another Phrecia event in the future, because I have a feeling 3.26 is going to be another long league. This probably needs to be toned down a bit. Like, probably needs to be 20 move speed, 20 cast speed, 20 attack speed, 15 increased damage. Then it'll be a little bit more balanced. Point is, with the Divine Ire, we're using regular one. We have Divine Ire of Disintegration for bossing. And then it's hooked up with Empower, Awaken Cold Pen, Awaken Control Destruction, because again, we have our hits always crit, so the less crit chance does not apply. Fizz to Lightning, and multiple totems. So the more totems you have, the better. And then for our auras, we have it's hooked up with Enlighten, so Purity of Elements, Hatred, and Grace. And then for the amulet, of course, using Marylenes Fallacy, global crit strike multiplier is a lot. And again, the less crit chance does not matter because all hits crit while holding a fishing rod. So our curses are Punishment and a Frostbite hooked up with Bane. I just switched this setup recently, literally like before I decided to do tier 17 maps and Uber bossing. I did do the recording, however, it didn't go very well because this build has a very difficult time in small corridors, and I think most, if not all, tier 17 maps have pretty small corridors. So you pretty much, when you play this, I also only have 4,000 life. I do have max suppression, but honestly, that's not enough. If this had maybe 5,000 life, it'd be a lot more safe in a tier 17 map. So plop it down, and then I typically like to just run around. You'll see it. And then also using Hexbloom, again, just to be more safe. You just cast it once and things die, and it spreads out. It proliferates outwards, the curses. Using Lightning Warp, I haven't used this in a long time, literally like 5 or 6 years. With faster casting, swift affliction, and less duration. You want less skill effect duration, so you can zip around quicker. The less you, if you don't have less skill effect duration, it takes forever to get to places, so that's what you want. And then again, I mentioned this in the video that I'm not going to show because it was pretty embarrassing, honestly. I did do the tier 70 map. However, I died like literally like 4 times to the boss. The triple duel, the turds, Chevron and her company. But yeah, Lightning Warp feels. I couldn't think of a comparison. Then I realized it actually feels like if you've ever played Smash Brothers Melee, like wave dashing. This is what it feels so slippery the way this works. It just feels weird. Like when you're moving around, it feels like you're wave dashing. I don't like it. It doesn't feel good. It could be because I have too much cast speed. That could also be a problem. Too much cast speed. Let's see if I have less cast speed. Honestly, it kind of feels the same. But yeah. Personally, I would prefer Flame Dash or Frost Blink. But again, haven't used it in a long time, so may as well use it. For utility, again, we cannot do damage ourselves because of ancestral bonuses. You can't deal damage with skills yourself. However, I do have a Bonechill Support set up. So the last line is enemies in chilling areas from supported skills increase cold damage taken by chill effect. As far as I know, this should work. When I was mapping with this setup from like level 85 onwards, I felt an increase in damage. I don't know if that's just because who knows, but so if I have the vortex down and the enemy is within it, this doesn't do any damage. However, if I plop the totem down, this is causing the chill effect within this area. So it should do increased damage from the chill effect. Should. Don't know if it is, but it feels like it is. And because we're using a soul mantle, you see we are inflicted with curses. So I have to get reduced curse effect duration. And I was like, you know what? May as well just use a card's legacy if I'm going to be getting less or reduced effect of curses on myself. And this counts us as low life when cursed with vulnerability. So you get Pain Attunement for 30% more spell damage while on low life. And we're always considered on low life. And we have 219% reduced effect of curses. Both of these rings, there's none on the market. I had to craft them myself via recombinators. This one technically worked. This also had cast speed on the other. So this one had like reduce effect, life, resist. The other one had reduce effect, the all like resist, and the cast speed. The cast speed did not transfer, but it's okay. This one had tier 1 life, and the tier 1 life did not transfer, but the cast speed did. So it is what it is. Again, just bought this for a few divines. Just need life, chaos res, spell suppression. Bought this again. I bought this for divine. I just needed again life, dexterity, and spell suppression. This same dealio. Needed some life, move speed, resist, and spell suppression. So I think it was like 3 divines. I'm just using lightning resist. I could just get tattoos, I know, but I'm just lazy. Just don't worry about it. You could also get reduced effective curses on the tattoo itself. I think it gives 6%. So that's very helpful. And because we have tons of intelligence, that would mean we could use the nodes very well. So I didn't technically need this reduced effective curses on the ring, but it's okay. For the jewel setup, using a Light of Meaning in this general area, it provides about 20% DPS. And getting as much cast speed as possible is very good because Divine Ire takes forever to channel when it's on a totem, or totems inherently, I think it's like a 30 or 40% less cast speed multiplier on them. So getting cast speed is very important. And then where is it? Yep, Self-Flagellation, very important jewel to use if you're using Soul Mantle, because it gets 20% increased damage per curse. And usually it's like, typically have about 4 to 5 curses on ourselves. For the most part, I was spec'd into Inveterate I just recently changed to Instinct when I reached level 92. That was a minimum level requirement to change to this side because I could get a little bit tiny more damage with Snowforged. And if I gained more levels, you could go for Throat Seeker to get even more damage, get more AoE with Divine Ire, or go for Steeped into Profane. So this is just a generally better area to spec into anyway. Or you can even go for Written in Blood for more damage or for more life. If I didn't need more spell suppression, I would ditch this area and go into Shamanistic Fury. And then I would have, which I did actually do that for most of the until like level 80 or something. I had a Impossible Escape for Iron Grip, so I could get Constitution and these 3 nodes for more cast speed and placement speed. And I was spec'd into Shamanistic Fury along with like these general life nodes and jewel sockets. This also a good place because again, Devotion, you could get Divine Judgment, another jewel socket. But yeah, not enough spell suppression available, so have to go this way. No good Watcher's Eye jewels for me to use, so it's one of the rare occasions where I don't want one. Although I am using 4 of these reduced effect cursor jewels. 2 of them have global crit multiplier with lightning skills, life, and reduce effect. So there's 2 of them like this. The other 2 were that I wanted were like 4 or 5 divines each, so I decided no thank you. And because again, the build does enough damage, it just needs more survivability for uber bossing, and I guess even technically tier 17 mapping. Even though everything freezes, the problem is tight corridors on tier 17 maps make it so that you just can't move around freely. And because this feels weird, I don't know, maybe because I haven't played it in forever. Frostblink or Flame Dash just feels nicer. Enough talking about that. So technically, I guess it does about 2 million DPS per totem. So this is 8 million damage roughly. And then Uber DPS is about, and this is including punishment. So without punishment, punishment is about 35% increased damage increase. But anyway, Uber DPS with punishment is about 3.5 million. With disintegration, it's 4 million. However, I don't actually like the feel of disintegration. There's no channeling involved. But yeah. Anyway, I'm just going to do a quick tier 16. Just whatever, something small. Has increased magic monsters, so I'm just use a Scarab of Monstrous Lineage. It's a wide map, very big map, so I can freely move around. Makes a big difference. So yeah, you just do this, everything's frozen, and you just run away. So it's very, very smooth playstyle. I rarely died. Most of my deaths come from actually lightning warping into packs, because I just want to zip around and then I just get one shot. Again, no physical mitigation. Has a little bit of evasion, but honestly not that much. This would be better as a Maven Witnessing build. However, I do not want to be trading for idols or changing my setup of idols. It's just so cringe. I just can't do it. Idols are so bad. If I could craft it, honestly, even if I could craft them myself, it just feels not good. If that makes sense. Because if I want to change something, I have to take things out and like, ugh. Yeah. If for some reason it did come, but for some reason, maybe, I don't know. I just don't want idols at all. I'd rather have the crappy Scarab system. But yeah. Again, this is not a good expedition build because expedition monsters like to block. I'm just gonna quickly get to 5 of these things. There we go, and let's just end this stupid setup. Yeah, sure, whatever. Most of the time I don't bother with see if I can get a divine shrine. I did get an exalted shrine, but it was really bad. It only gave me 6 exalteds for the entire map. I was like, wow, it's so bad. Yeah, the reason why I say it's a good Maven bossing is because it typically blows up the boss within like a second or two. So this guy has a phase, but yeah, and he's dead. Again, very good. Will be very, very good for Maven witnessing. So harvest, reach probably be good. Not really a yes, because a lot of the monsters like to disappear or go into the ground. Good for essences because again they stay in one spot most of the time. Yeah, probably good for blight. Yeah, I guess we'll do I'll be back. I'll just do a quick tier 17. This was a very easy map to roll out. I used 1 chaos orb and I was like, damn, this map should be easy. Again, small corridor, it's gonna be a bit difficult, but it's okay. We'll try it out. As you can tell, this build needs a lot of area to maneuver around. I know last time I did the other video, I forgot to change out the can I? The Divine Ire into disintegration. I was like, oh my god. That's why the build went a little bit harder than it should have. Also, those 3 turds had 3 turds had endurance charges on hit. So yeah, made it a little bit more difficult than it had to be also. Oh, run. Again, I expect to die. If I hit this, I'm gonna die most likely, right? That guy's tanky. So far, so good, honestly. At least there's nothing like AFK one-shot sniping me across the screen right now. So that's always a good sign. What do we got? Yeah, that's good. And the build does have 71 chaos res, so ooh. What does it say? Find about let's not do that. Let's try to actually kill the boss correctly. Ooh, correctly. 21. That's not good enough. The one I have is a 27. Again, I have no microtransaction in this character because, again, it's a fishing boy. He doesn't need one. It just looks really cool without it. Holding a fishing rod, wearing a soul mantle, with a mask on. Ugh. It's peak. Alright, I'm gonna attempt to find the boss and I'll be right back. Alright, at the boss, put in the disintegration. Again, supposed to be doing about a little bit more damage, but we'll see. Again, I guess I'll start getting some. Not good to get hit again because this character has very little forms of mitigation. Spell suppression is not good enough as a recovery mechanism. Going much. Oh my god, what am I doing? I'm being retarded. I almost died there. Jesus. You know, there's so much red. I'm like not used. I'm so used to seeing red from my character because of the Divine Ire. Honestly, this is way easier than the turds. Anything? Cosmic Fragment. And nothing. Alright, well. This character could probably do Uber Lycia It'll probably anything more, and honestly, anything more than one monster or boss, it probably has a difficult time against. Only because the totems typically want to concentrate on one target, not two targets. But yeah, in my opinion, this is a fun build. If you had more life, like 5,000, you could probably, or even some form of recovery somehow. Or if you're just god at uber bossing, this build can do it. Because I got both the, well, let me clear the map and I'll talk more. All right, well, I guess I'll just go over the I'll finish the thought after. I'll go over the POB first, honestly. Okay, so Divine Ire, this is Disintegration, or no, regular Divine Ire, sorry. This is normal bossing. Each one is about 2 million DPS, so each totem, so it's 8 million total. Uber DPS is about 625,000. However, with channeling, it's about 850,000. And the release is, again, about 600. That's with punishment. If I did uber bossing again, I would use elemental weakness instead of punishment. Yeah. Because again, I only got them to 1/3 life, both Uber Exarch and Uber Eater. So I think with elemental weakness and just better play in general, I might be able to beat them. Again, I haven't played against Uber Eater, is slightly easier for me comparatively to the other guy. But again, cannot get hit, or I would just get one shot. Let's see. Again, same thing here, just so you know I'm not trolling. Again, supposedly it works with the Bonechill. According it says it does, so I don't know. If you got rid of the punishment, you put an elemental weakness and just get level 2120 or just 21, whatever you can afford. It's an 18% DPS increase. Is Assassin's Mark more honest, actually? I don't know. Let's see. Nope. Okay, so yeah, elemental weakness. Just put it in. You consistently will be doing 551,000 damage. With the release and the channeling is roughly 250,000. So what is that, 800,000? Guaranteed 800,000 DPS is better than a punishment, which is they have to be at 50%. So feels better. I think it's better if you're doing Ubers. If you're just doing regular mapping, punishment is just, it's just better. Same thing with the tree. Again, same thing. So I'm not trolling. Again, build works well. If you look at the, again, Light of Meaning gives about 18 DPS, not bad. Self-Flagellation, that's with the, I think I even forgot to put it on the other, I forgot to reallocate this master because I had Cannot Be Impaled, and I forgot to change it out when I was doing the other tier 17 maps. Anyway, this is a very good mastery because you're typically doing 4 spells. So you just plop your totems down, cast the curse, frost bomb for not element, for exposure, and vortex. So that's 4 spells, and this is within 4 seconds. However, you also can do your other, you can use lightning warp for 5 spells. So pretty much within 5 seconds you'll have 4 up most of the time. So it's roughly 24% increased cast speed. So it's pretty good. Very, very strong. Yeah, this is a very, I don't know how many people use this. Is a really good mastery. I'm actually very surprised how good it is. And it's a noticeable increase when you have this around. If I had another point, I would probably get Frostwalker. Again, because of the 6% increased cold damage, you get a little bit more cold damage and a little bit of cold resistance. So it wouldn't be terrible to get Frostwalker. However, again, as I said earlier, you can go for Throat Seeker and then get increased effect of non-damaging elements, or you can just get increased crit multiply against uniques. Both are good. If not, you can get more life through Written in Blood. It's about 400 increase life, or 400 more life, I should say. So very strong. More AoE for just regular Divine Ire. Divine Ire disintegration does not scale with area of effect, unfortunately. Yeah, it goes steeped in the profane, very strong too. Again, it provides reduced effective curses and increased effective curse. So could also go blast radius with regular Divine Ire. So lots of things you could go for if you went this direction. Going this direction gets you Revenge of the Hunted and a Joe Socket. That's pretty much it. Could, and it does, I guess, provide dexterity technically, but yeah. Guess I'll go back to the game now. Again, using a fishing rod, just FYI, so you don't remember. So I'm going to talk about Phrecia a little bit. In my opinion, idols suck. The first week or two, they were nice. I love seeing them drop. I like to see what I could get. It was exciting. However, after the third week, I realized, or after the second week, I was like, man, idols are just bad. I don't even want to see them dropping. I don't want to look at them. I only want Conquer idols to drop. Yeah, I don't want to have to. The reason why I didn't want to buy another set, because it's just too painful. It's awful micromanagement, terrible. Too many mods on the items. Too many different types of idols. You have unique idols. Oh, it takes up a unique slot. So every time I see them drop, I'm like, ugh, that could have been a random other unique. Ugh, I don't know. It just feels bad. Don't like it. Don't like idols. If they could somehow, I don't know, maybe cut the amount of scarabs back to how it was before, literally half the amount. Like all this down here could be condensed to things up here. Skip. I hate. Oh, there's just too many. I don't like them. Yeah. What else is there? The Alice tree. I know I watched Passeron's video. He was mentioning he didn't miss the Alice tree. I agree. It's not that the Alice tree is bad. It's just it's pretty much perfect. Perfection leads to boringness most of the time. Hence why it's hard to shake it up with the Alice passive tree. I think the next thing they could do is probably put in jewel sockets or cluster notables or something. I don't know what they plan on doing, but I hope they can mess with the Alice tree a little bit, make it a little more fresh. Idols ain't it. They would have to drastically change how idols work, but I don't think they have the manpower or time to do that because of Path of Exile 2. Yeah. The Phrecia Ascendancies themselves. You know what? Let me go back to the Path of Building real fast so I can. Yeah, sure. Save. Make a new one. Convert. Alternate. Convert. Just go over a little bit. A lot of these Ascendancies are very straightforward or pigeonholed, in my opinion. So, like, take an example of the Herald from the Witch. It's hyper focused on heralds. In my opinion, I don't like that. And when something is super hyper focused, it just, I don't know, I don't like it. I know GGG doesn't like it either. Like, that's why they kind of redid the Necromancer a little bit. Instead of, they removed the +2 all minion skill gems. And yeah, so you can play minions on other builds, because just hyper focusing this as a minion guy kind of takes away other classes from being a minion build. So same thing with the Herald. Like, if I wanted to play, obviously, where is it? Is it this Scourge? No, not Scourge. Persecution. Honestly, I don't even know where it is. The Herald of Agony one. If I wanted to play Herald of Agony, I would just go on here, most likely, because it's such a huge damage increase. Like, why wouldn't you? It's just too strong. Oh, it is Scourge because it has, there you go, 25 max virulence. That's insane. Like, yeah, I would get 20 max virulence on just a normal character through Clusters Joe setups. That's, yeah. And then I would be playing like on a tank, like a Juggernaut. You could play it on, I played it on both a Juggernaut and a Cultist. Juggernaut was better. However, a Cultist had pops, but you can improvise pops even with a Gladiator if you played that. Could just use Gravebind Gloves. Point is, Hyper Focus, not very good. And also, I don't like how these, you start in the middle and you have to go into one, you have to take 1 point. You cannot spread yourself out to different points, unlike the other side. Like here, you can go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 directions. Like that's insane. You can go here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 directions. Like I like choice. Maybe 6 choices might be too much, 5 might be too much, but 1, too limited. I don't like this. Although, okay, and I remember Paulson was talking about the Bulk Shaman, how he likes the idea of having a generic damage over time ascendancy. Honestly, that's a terrible idea. Again, you don't want to pigeonhole and make this the damage over time ascendancy class, or yeah, because that just, again, would pigeonhole all damage over time. Just why don't just by playing this specific ascendancy or class. So it's good to have, like, here you have a Cultist for Chaos and Cold Dot. If you wanted Ignite, you could play the Elementalist. If you wanted to go for slightly more what I do, I play it as a Trickster for the Chaos damage over time. It's just very strong. If you want to go Fizz or Bleed, you can go for the bottom with the Duelist section. You can play Ascendant also for Fizz Dot also. But yeah, I prefer a more spread out, not a generic ascendancy. That's why the champion was so busted for so many years, because it was so generic in what it does. It just did better than the other 2 ascendancies. Granted, I always preferred Slayer over champion, but yeah. I think a lot of the ideas of these ascendancies are pretty good. Like, especially the Surfcaster. If they just balance the Ghost of the Deep a little bit, it would be nice. I do hope that they do some tweaks to the ascendancies, because I have a feeling in 3.26, if I'm it'll happen. They claim it's gonna be June. I have a feeling it's gonna be July, because yeah, it might be June. So they have a 6 months, August, July, June, July, August, September, October, November. That'll be 6 months until winter. So I don't know. In my opinion, Phrecia was fun. I hope they do this event again. Maybe make a little tweaks to the ascendancies, or just more wacky ideas. Honestly, it's fine. I do not want to see idols again. They're both terrible. I hate them so much. I honestly also I am over Kingsmarch. Like, the first and second time doing the Kingsmarch was fun. Third, fourth time, not fun. Honestly, I'm just over it. I almost have tier 10s on here. I'm missing one. I'm missing a bunch of tier 10s in my farming. I can't find any. I spent like literally like 1 million gold and I got like 2, I think, tier 10s. I don't even know. 1. Yeah, I got really unlucky with my tier 10s on farms. Like, yeah, I got 1 tier 10 farmer and like almost 1 million gold. Like, I'm just over it. I was gonna do a 50 million gold, but I'm just, I can't. I just can't. Path of Exile 2 is also coming out, I think, later this week. So I'll most likely be playing that. However, if I can craft this, I don't know where it went. Is it this? Yeah, I think it's something like that. Where did it go? I haven't touched it in so long. Oh, yes. If I can craft these, my perfect damage over fire damage over time multiplier staff, I'm gonna actually replay or upgrade my first character, the Volflame Blessing Knight character, because yeah, I just wanted to finish it off. But if I can't make the Ceph, then I'm not going to bother with it. I do have a lot of logbooks still, both Tujin, this is all Tujin and Danning logbooks. So yeah, I have tons of alteration orbs. I probably need about 10 more divine orbs to continue the crafting project, roughly, wherever it went. Again, yeah, probably need about 25 to maybe around 30 divines to do this. Yeah, if it works, it works. Great. I'm gonna try it. If not, well, I'll be playing Path of Exile too. I guess that's it. Thanks for watching. Take care, have fun, and remember, you're the best.